Hey, thank you for coming by my site, Tory Magoo 44. It is June 7th, 2020. You know, it's so weird. My son and I were talking about this yesterday. It was like, remember January 1st, 2020, and we were all so happy 2019 was done, and we had a whole new, fresh year that we could create. And now it's 6 months into 2020, and oh my God, could you ever imagine that what is going on is going on? I mean, in many different ways. I mean, COVID-19, a global pandemic, unbelievable. You know, people being in our houses, for 2 months. Then, right after that, George Floyd has the thing where up, where the policeman kneels on him for 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Unbelievable. Kills him on television. So we see it live. And the other guys that are with him, I mean, granted, they were new guys on the force. Okay, that doesn't make it okay. If I would have been there, I would have said something. I would have pushed the guy off him, get him off him. It's like everyone, this guy a couple days ago said to me, no, the police don't care what you say. I'm sure most of them don't. I understand that, but that doesn't mean I don't have a right to say something about it. When I escaped out of Scientology in 2000, July 2000, we're coming up to it, really up to it. I was just waking up right now in 20 years ago. And I wasn't going to speak out. I wasn't going to picket. I wasn't going to make videos, nothing. And I even called the lady who was helping me, Stacy Brooks, and I said, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I just want you to know that if you're going to, because she said, come to Clearwater, just rest for, a couple of weeks. And I thought, well, okay, but I'm not going to, then I thought, wait a minute, maybe they just want me to do all this stuff because they were picketing and making videos and stuff like that. And so I called her back and I said, I'm not going to do that. And she said, don't worry. I'm only doing for you what I wish someone had done for me when I left the Sea Org, right? So I wasn't going to do it, but they just kept picking on me, stopped my, knocked out my van to get to the airport. Somebody canceled it anonymously. The plane was canceled. The vice president of the Church of Scientology was at LAX telling me, we know where you're going. You're not going there. You know what I mean? I lived through a lot of shit. And by the time I got across the country, they proved to me what the critics had been telling me for years, that they do this stuff. And I was like, no, they don't. They don't. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. And when you see creepy stuff, you need to stand up and say something about it. My problem was I had the plexiglass down, which happens to a lot of people. It's like they don't see it, right? But you have to get the plexiglass out and start looking. And if you see things or you hear things that are not right, it's up to every single individual to do something, say something about it. I think that's one of the biggest lessons that we've learned on this, that it's like, no, you can't just, abuse people and have other people stand by and go, oh, well, okay, whatever. No, it isn't whatever. That guy was murdered. And people around the world, thank God, are standing up and picketing and protesting, and thank all of you, because you're doing a fantastic job of it. I'm not for the looters and all the violence, that kind of stuff. I don't like the head of Detroit came on last night and said they checked it out, and 70% of the people in Detroit that were doing the violence, looting, fires, 70% of them were from other places than Detroit. You have to know, that's why I said it's like organized crime. It's not like the mafia, but it's like people setting stuff up, stirring it up. And you don't need to get into that. It doesn't help anybody. I really don't believe that. It doesn't. But picketing and peaceful picketing and protesting and saying stuff and standing up and making sure that people are helped and they're included, and there's a lot of big changes that have to happen in this world. And to the people there's a few people that have said to me, oh, nobody cares about what you're saying. And it's like, if I lived that way, that I really thought nobody cares, I would never say anything. I mean, what would be the point of living? It's like we all have our own opinion. And my view is express it. you might as well say it. I mean, even if you're shy, I know people that are really, really shy and they think, well, nobody wants to hear from me. That's not true. They do. We want to hear from you. It's important. It is. Everyone's important. I've said that for years. Every voice matters. Every voice. On my YouTube site, you have no idea how much you have helped just me, Tory. You've helped me a ton. Many, many people have. And it's just amazing to me that it's just someone saying something at the right time, at the right moment, and you just go, oh my God, thank you. It's really, really helped. So every single voice matters. And make sure you know that and you do something about it. We spread love and we get this thing back on track. I know I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And it probably will have to, but we've got to transform. We do. And to the family and the friends of George Floyd, blessings to you. And thank you to everyone that's there supporting them. I love you guys. I really do. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. Bye.